After a while, I start feeling like it's a part of me neglecting how I truly feel and like connecting to the part where I just acknowledge how life is really fucking hard. Like, hey guys, I'm just making this video because I feel like kind of down. So far, I'm still planning to go to Puerto Rico with my family, and it's been an up and down roller coaster to say the least. But as this journey unfolds, which again, I don't know if I'm ever like I explain how my life goes and how things could make sense or not. But over time, I will express more as I get more views and more people inquisitive, and just over time get more stable. I will talk more about my journey and experiences in general and why they lead me up to the decisions that I make that might affect me long term, regardless if it looks crazy or not. But it makes a lot of sense for me in my journey, in my life, like anybody else. Most of the time, they're making decisions based off of how they feel it should suit their situation for them. But yeah, a lot of crazy things happen all the time to me. And I feel like I always have this outlook that I'm not a victim. I don't play the victim card. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure in a weird way, I would probably be a lot more popular or maybe a lot more understood, if that makes sense, because I feel like it's not necessarily that I would play the victim, but that I would be more open to sharing my experiences in a way that I feel like most people probably connect with. However, because of my background and situations, I've always kept to myself, and I guess you would say struggled in silence. And that also could be like part of my anxiety and stuff, but I'm doing my best to just kind of hold it together because it's hard. It's a lot being young and being a young mom of 2 children and having a very solid relationship, and all these things sound cool, but it's still very hard and it still has its own struggles. And I'm doing my best to stay positive, but I'm not getting the most positive thoughts. And I want, and those intrusive thoughts and those things that come to mind when you're going through a lot, I just want to come on camera and be very vulnerable and open that those things happen to me very frequently. And I actually am pretty good at focusing more on the positive these days. Before, I feel like I was a lot worse when I was younger, but I'm getting a lot better as I get older. But at the same time, I'm still a person, and just this trip in itself, moving for one, is always a very stressful situation, and I feel like a lot more people should consider themselves lucky if they are not always in the position to move. And I'm not talking about if you're in military and stuff. Like, I'm talking about when you're in a place where you move for opportunity and not. And I guess that is almost like the same, but I'm talking more not anything attached to it. I'm excited for new opportunities, and that's how I choose to look at everything that goes on in my life that could be lights back. I choose to look at it like, even with all the adversity that comes in my life, I choose to look at it like it's a new opportunity coming. Just hold on and brace yourself for a new opportunity, And so I do that so much that after a while, I start feeling like it's a part of me neglecting how I truly feel and connecting to the part where I just acknowledge how life is really fucking hard. It's really hard, and it's not like the typical hard, like I'm growing up and I don't want to grow up. It's not even that. It seems really hard to just keep holding on to your dreams and holding on to. That's the part that I want to be very clear. When you see my videos, I always try to put out the most positive but yet genuine version of how I'm thinking and feeling. And I don't ever want to mislead anyone that watches my videos and think that everything's gung-ho and happy times all the time or sad times all the time even. Like, this is a real life journey from a person who really building themselves from literally the ground up. This is not a joke, from the ground up. And there will be more stories and like more things to talk about as time go on and I get more stable. But I just want to share my thoughts as far as how it's going in this journey moving to Puerto Rico. And right now I'm trying to balance working at a physical job and then doing social media, mom stuff, spouse stuff, house stuff, trying to get everything situated to go. It's very stressful. We don't have support or help. It's just us. And I think we're doing a great job, but that doesn't account for the fact that it's still a lot and it's so hard. And sometimes I just want to give up. I call it self-sabotage. I could be like, damn, it's people who really self-sabotage themselves because they feel like they can't do something or they're just tired. And obviously I'm not going to act on how I feel, but like, I just, I feel just tired. Am I doing too much? Am I putting too much on myself? Or am I doing things I don't really need to be doing? I had a therapist, I think I talked about in my other video, but I kind of fired her because I felt like I don't really need a therapist. And that's weird. I'll do a video on that too, but like, I don't feel like I need a therapist right now. I just more so need like, time and resources. And I feel like time, the only thing that is adjacent to resources, right, for me. And so maybe I'm just rushing shit, but at the same time, when you kind of see the same thing over and over in your life, or things don't ever seem like they always, for me, seem like they hit a plateau, and then the plateau is like never moving. The goalpost never moves. Sometimes that's how I feel. But then that also could just be me being impatient. Trusting the process for me has always been hard because of maybe having anxiety and feeling like you need to know what's happening all the time so you can feel okay. And that's not how life works. Like, you don't know anything. So you just kind of have to trust that you know everything. If that makes sense. You have to trust that what you're doing makes sense, even when you don't know. And I'm trying to be better at also expressing myself because that part is always scary for me. And I never know what can come from that, but I'm doing my best to keep trying with everything. This is more like a ramble video, but just more so sharing my thoughts. But I will also acknowledge that I'm super excited to go too, because that also is why I think I'm getting to the point where I feel like sad and a little depressed at times, because I'm excited to just go, and that's easier said than done. You have to still plan for things. You have to still prepare for things. You have to still do things while you get ready to go. You can't just up and leave. And more so for the people who have responsibilities. And even if you didn't, you still can't just up and leave. You can, but some people don't do it that way. It's a lot. And I'm just trying to think about positive, and I have to pick up a lot of shifts at work to try to make the money and stuff, and trying to work online and making sure I make enough money. I'm just tired. But I know that I'm going to look back at this video and be like, damn, Puerto Rico was a great decision. Or wherever I end up, that was a great decision. I'm glad I went through those things. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. And if it don't make me stronger, just make me psychologically fucked up. We'll see. I think that's it though. I guess I'll close this video out with saying, if you want to do something, do it. Don't hesitate and don't doubt yourself. Do it. But just be aware that sometimes just doing it, like how Nike says just do it, is not that simple. Just prepare yourself for, my daughter's crying, but just prepare yourself really quick just prepare yourself for all that comes with just doing something. And remember to, even when those things come up, to still just focus on doing it. Because if you don't, then you're gonna not do it, and then you're gonna be even more sad or whatever. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I will come back probably when we're packing, or if I have something else to add to this series moving to Puerto Rico. That's all. Peace.
I've been holding back this secret from you.